Good morning. On this particular video, we are going to go over some signals and some ride strategies. It'll be short and sweet so you can retain this in your memory bank. As far as signals goes, let's take a look at a few hand signals over here. Allow me to zoom in a little bit. Stand by. Okay, there we go. Hand signals. Y'all basically are familiar with hand signals. If you've been riding any period of time, you'll know basically that what the left hand turn signal is like, what the right hand turn signal is like, the slow down, the pick up the speed, the road hazard signals. If somebody's forgets to turn their signal off behind you, the signal you give for them to turn off the lights, and the stop, the single file, the double file. The last video we focused pretty much on the staggered formations. What we're going to be focusing on in this particular video is the single file hand signal. If you all have any particular questions on these hand signals and you can't see the chart very well that I'm videoing here, just go to the Jersey Crew website, to the safety forum, and you'll get a blow up of these hand signals if you need a review. Now I'm going to back this thing up a little bit and get an overview of the entire board. All right. As I said, I wanted to focus on the single file. There are occasions when the road captain will want the group behind him in a single file behind him or her. And the reasons could be that there might be a bicyclist riding on this side. He wants the bikers to get out of the way and be in a single file on this side of the road. Or there might be a road hazard where he'd want the entire group to avoid on one side of the road or the other. Maybe he's approaching a toll and he wants everybody in single file directly behind him to pay the toll. Whatever the reason the road captain has for steering the entire group one side of the road or the other, he will give the single file signal. And wherever he is on the road, all the bikers behind him should line up one behind the other directly behind the road captain. Or in your case, directly behind the biker in front of you. It's very important for everyone to pass the signal back. If you remember that from the last video. Because if he gives a single file hand signal, but no one passes it back, no one's going to have a clue as to what he wants to do. And if this biker gives a signal, but this biker does not, this biker may not be able to see what particular signal this guy is trying to give. So everyone in review, everyone should pass along these signals. Very important. Another, this has to do with a ride strategy. It's a combination hand signal, ride strategy, movement here. On right-hand turns, especially if it's a stop sign situation, the road captain approaches a stop sign, say he knows it's coming, say a quarter mile down the road. He may want the tail gunner to set up a block over here once he gets to the stop sign, particularly if it's a rural road, country road. So what the road captain may do is he may call for a signal file and then move over to this side of the road, and everyone lines up behind him in a single file. This allows the tail gunner to move on up, check out the situation, set up a roadblock, and then the captain can move on down the road. That's another reason why a single file would come in handy for a road captain and to move the group. Now, while we're on that subject, let's say the road captain makes the turn But this is a stop light, let's say. In a stoplight situation, chances are the tail gunner is not going to be used to set up a roadblock. If the light turns red and there are bikers still caught in the light and the road captain suspects that has occurred, then he will, after making his turn, pull over to the shoulder of the road and wait until he feels that everyone has caught up with him. How does he know everyone's caught up with him? Because the tail gunner, once he gets in his position, will signal to the road captain, all is present. Then the road captain can take off. And in that particular situation, the tail gunner will set up a block right here, and then the captain will know everybody's ready to go, and he'll take off. If the road captain wants to turn left at an intersection, the same thing applies. He'll make his left turn, and then if he feels not everyone has made it through the light, he will pull over and wait for everybody, and then the tail gun will signal to him, and off they go. That is basically it for this video. In review, hand signals, go to the website, Jersey Crew website, and find out or study these signals, and the single file, and the road strategy of right turn, left turn. Oh, before I go, one more road strategy. Let's say we're all going to Bear Mountain again. Sometimes we have 20, 25 motorcyclists going with us. So it may be hard for the road captain to pull over every time he makes a turn to wait for 20 some odd bikes to catch up. We don't have any radio communications. Unless when I hit the lottery, we'll have radio communications, I promise you that. But in the meantime, the road captain and the tail gun, they don't have radios. So what do? How do we prevent anyone from being left behind in that kind of a scenario? Well, I may instruct the road captain to just keep on going to Bear Mountain. The only time you pull over if you see no one behind you. But I'm going to ask the entire group to know who is behind you, to memorize what's the biker, who is a biker, what bike is behind you, so that if you're riding along on the way to Bear Mountain, and there's all kinds of turns involved, but you're stuck at a light and all of a sudden you lose sight of the bike in front of you, they're gone. The bike in front of you, if he notices that you're not there, because he remembers who was behind him, he will, as soon as he reaches a turn, he will allow the bikers in front of him to make that turn. But he will stay right there and wait for who was left behind. Once the people who were left behind come up to that one biker waiting for them, then he will make the turn and continue on. So the moral of the story is that everyone, if you lose sight of the biker in front of you, whether you're with a pack of 5 out of 20 or just 2 left behind, just keep on going straight. And eventually you will run across a crew member that's waiting for you to catch up so that you are left behind. Whether it is a right turn that the group made, or a left turn that the group made, or a fork in the road, you will find a crew member waiting for you to lead you to the right direction. And then, even if it takes a half hour for the tail gunner to get to the final destination, no one has been left behind. Thank you, and good day.